I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn these stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing good. And girls, Stephanie, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. It's Wednesday. We have some baseball. We've got some NBA playoffs. We've got some NHL. Nothing crazy going on today. It's a little bit of a smaller slate. There was a lot of day baseball today. So we've got some stuff to talk about. Obviously, if you missed yesterday's stream, I am planning to stream on Saturday. So get ready for a Saturday stream this weekend. We'll be live the rest of the week through Saturday. Yesterday was a pretty good day for me in MLB. We went 4-1 on the premium card, profited almost 3 units. Naturally, the 4-1. Chris, what's up? The one play I lost was, of course, the play that I tweeted out for free and talked about on the stream a ton, which was the Yankees. Of course, that was the one play that lost. But overall in the Discord, it was a great day. We hit that first 5 and full game over in the Twins White Sox. Got a clutch 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th to cash that. So it's about time we get some luck in our favor. What else were we on? The Phillies first 5 we took. I was debating that on the stream, but once we got news that Mike Trout was out, we took that, and that was good. Yeah, Jack Flaherty K's. Yeah, we spent a good amount of time. Oh yeah, we won the Tigers first 5, and then we spent a good chunk of the stream talking about Jack Flaherty. I mean, look, I know if you guys play DFS or fantasy sports in general, you know, it's kind of like a thing to talk about revenge games and stuff. And, you know, it's fun to have like a little fun with it. Sometimes you don't really know if guys are like motivated going against their former team or not. Like, we don't know. It's impossible to quantify that. But I do know that Flaherty and the Cardinals did not end well. And you want to talk about a Hall of Fame. If you have a Mount Rushmore of revenge games, yesterday's Jack Flaherty start is on the Mount Rushmore of revenge games. I mean, what did he struck out a career high against this former team. Like, there is no revenge game better than what Jack Flaherty just did yesterday. So, I mean, he cashed that over 5.5. He struck out the first six batters of the game. That was crazy. He was dialed in and still lost. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I kind of had high hopes. I had high hopes for the Tigers coming into the season. I'm going to pull the standings up here. But, I mean, 17 and 13. They're over 500, right? But I had high hopes for the Tigers coming into the year. And I just I can't figure them out. I can't figure out if they're good or not. Maybe they're going to get better as the season goes on. I don't know. It's not like 17 and 13 is bad, right? They're not the White Sox at 6 and 24, but I don't know. I kind of thought they could get off to a hot start. Again, 17 and 13, not terrible, but we'll see. We'll see how they do throughout the summer. But I was high on this Tigers team coming into the season. I don't like a ton on this baseball slate tonight. There's one bet I've taken. We already lost one. I hate the Tampa Bay Rays. I used to love them. They're going on my shit list. I hate this team. I don't understand them. I don't understand them whatsoever. So I'm mad at the Rays. they're about to get like a 1 week. They're gonna get like a 7-day ban. Who was that? Last year we had to do a 7-day ban. Was that the Minnesota Twins? I think we dished out multiple week-long bans to the Twins last year. The Rays might be this year's Twins. They might be getting a 7. This might be getting a 7-day ban, to be honest. Minnesota, yeah, I think we had to ban them a couple times. They might get a 7-game suspension, Tampa Bay. I'm sick of them. So I'm just gonna avoid that. But we have some games starting up soon here. I don't love anything. I do like Philly, obviously, but they're minus 230 on the money line. So, I guess you could take them minus 1.5. You could look maybe at a first 5 spread. That's pretty juicy as well. So, nothing really sticks out there, but I do like Philly. I love the Cubs. Cubs are my favorite spot tonight. First 5, especially. You have Imanaga going for the Cubs. Matched up with Buto for the Mets. Buto, if you look at his numbers for the season, he didn't pitch well in his last start. I think he gave up 4 runs, but even then, he's got a 2.86 ERA, 4.84 expected ERA, so 2 full runs higher there. Giving up 50% hard hits, which is one of the worst marks in baseball for a guy that's been getting starts regularly. 50% hard hits is not good. And on top of that, he walks a lot of people, 13%. So you run into the problem where, he starts walking a guy or two in a solo shot, but that hard hits, that turns into a 2 or 3 run bomb instead of a solo shot. So I'm not a big fan of Buto. And then on the opposite side, I mean, Imanaga has been everything that the Cubs could have imagined. He's striking out 26% of batters. He's got a 0.98 ERA. Now, his expected ERA is 3 runs high. It's at 3, but 3 is still very good. So he's definitely got a little bit lucky, but he's been so good. And it's also a mixture of him coming over and not a lot of guys have seen him. So he's been able to have success against some of these teams that haven't seen him yet. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. He's given up a 208 WOBA, 280 expected WOBA. So really, really good numbers overall for Imanaga. I think he can have success against the Mets tonight, and I don't like Buto on the other side of the game. So first 5 for the Cubs looked really good. If you want to bet them for the full game, you can do that as well. Chicago Cubs are the big spot for me tonight. Love them. Hopefully they come through for us. Mitchell, what about Quinn Priester? Oh, I didn't take it, but we talked about the Guardians Astros over yesterday as well. That cash. There was 1 billion runs scored in that game. I also like the Dodgers tonight. They have Yamamoto going. Again, people still disrespectful to Yamamoto. Don't understand why. Advanced stuff looks really good for him. His ERA is at 3.5. Expected ERA is at 3.5, so nothing crazy there. Striking out 32% of batters, which is very good. He's allowing a 292 WOBA, which is good. In terms of his actual pitches, he gets the majority of his whiffs on his curveball and his split finger. If we pull up the Diamondbacks here, and the Diamondbacks are easier to pick on because, Mitchell, I know you were talking about this in the Discord, but Corbin Carroll is not right now. So that's a big bat. I mean, he's batting towards the end of the order now. Like, this is a big bat you're taking out of the Diamondbacks lineup. It's a little bit easier to attack them. I do want to see what their numbers are looking like against curveballs, though. Let's see here. Really bad. They got some power, but 314 WOBA is not good. 28% strikeout rate against the pitch is not good. So this could be a spot. Let's see what his strikeout line is. 5.5 plus 114. I could get interested in that. I don't know if I'll take it, but I certainly do like the Dodgers tonight. They're low enough on the money line, minus 154. You can just bet that. Or if you want to take them first 5, you can do that as well. So Dodgers and Cubs are the big spots for me tonight. I think Quinn is actually good. I think Quinn Priester is good too. He's given up some home runs, but overall his numbers are not bad. And, this guy has pedigree. Like, he was a high draft pick for them and a highly graded prospect. So I do think he's good too. You could talk me into to Pittsburgh against Oakland. First 5, definitely. I'm not going to take it, I don't think, but I don't hate that at all. Money line or first five. It's actually crazy that the A's were so bad last year, and it's not like they're great this year, right? But they have arguably, honestly, the best closer in baseball right now, and Mason Miller. I don't know if they're going to be able to trade him at the deadline because this is a unique situation. Normally, when these bad teams have good closers, it's like an older guy, like they would go out and sign like a Kenley Jansen, for example, and then he comes out, he's pitching great, and then a team that's competing for a World Series is willing to buy into that, and they'll give like maybe a prospect to go get him. Mason Miller is, you guys can remember, they tried to make him a starter last year. He's like the best closer in baseball right now. He's young and he has tons of years of control. So if a team were to trade for Mason Miller, it would take a hefty trade package to go and get him as opposed to, just buying someone for the rest of the season or maybe another year after that. Like when Josh Hader got traded or something like that. Like Mason Miller's a young guy with a ton of team control. So I don't know if the A's are going to look to trade him this year, but he's the best closer in baseball. So it's actually difficult for me to bet against the A's for if A's are leading. We saw this the other night with the Baltimore Orioles. We had them in a parlay against Pittsburgh, or not against Pittsburgh. We had Baltimore in a parlay against Oakland the other night, and Baltimore's down a run late in the game, and you think maybe they could come back. They put Mason Miller in, and he just mows everybody down. So it's actually kind of difficult to bet on Oakland full game because if you get in a situation where they have a one-run lead, or if it's a close game, like they're bringing Mason Miller in, and you're not going to score a run against him. So it probably is better, Mitchell. I agree to take first five if you're going to take Pittsburgh today. What is the line there? First five, minus 106. They're actually underdogs for the first five. So I don't hate that. I agree, Mitchell. I might consider that. I don't know. I do think Quinn Priester is good though. Do I think Bam's foul was dirty? Nah, not really. I mean, maybe. I guess to the extent. I don't think it's anything like Embiid has done. But yeah, also we got to talk about that. We can switch over. So for baseball tonight, I really like the Cubs. I really like the Dodgers. Mitchell has me a little bit interested in this Pittsburgh first five. I think you can maybe look at not Imanaga. You can maybe look at Yamamoto over strikeouts also. But those are the big spots for me. Maybe interested in Yankees Orioles over too. I need to check the weather. I know it was hot there yesterday. I need to see. I know Dewan or in like Nathan in chat sometimes talk about it. If it's hot there again, you could talk me into the over in that game. But that's about it for baseball. If you want to switch over to NBA, bad night in NBA yesterday. We had two series bets that could have got closed out last night with the home team, and they both lost at home. So what the heck? Now we got to sweat these out. I mean, luckily we didn't take them. Like for Denver, we took a minus 1.5, so we needed it to end in 6 games. So if they would have lost that home game, it would have got really scary because they would have had to go win on the road. For the series bet, we just needed to win the series. So worst case scenario, both those teams are going to get that home game in game 7. So I'm not too worried about it. The Knicks are playing with their food a little bit too much, though. I don't like that. They're up 6, under a minute, and they're just played sloppy. Foul on a three-pointer. Josh Hart misses a free throw, and just like that, you go to overtime and lose. So I don't like that, but I will say the Knicks fans traveled like crazy for those games in Philly last week. I'm expecting a heavy Knicks crowd again for this game 6 in Philly. It's a good game. This Knicks vs. Sixers series has been one of the best playoff series probably since, in my opinion, we got those like classic Cavs Warriors, like when it wasn't completely overpowered and Kevin Durant was on the Warriors and you knew they were going to win. Pre Kevin Durant, Cavs Warriors had some very good series. I guess Raptors Warriors had a pretty good final series when the Raptors won. So that came after that. But in all honesty, I mean, I would put this series up against any of those. This has been a great series. All the games have been close. They've come down to the wire, and I expect game 6 to do that as well. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully the Knicks close it out for us. Pacers, I don't know. I still think the Pacers are going to win the series. They'll probably win the next game. I'm less worried about the Pacers than I am the Knicks, just because, the Bucks, they're probably not going to have Lillard or Giannis. Even if Lillard, for example, plays, like, he's going to be hobbled. So I'm not sure. I still feel confident that both those bets are going to win, though. So I'm not worried yet. If they both go to game 7, then maybe, we'll get a little bit worried. I don't know. And then tonight, Chris, you mentioned it in chat. Big night for us tonight. Mavericks for the series. It's game 6. It's in LA. This is a big game. I like the Mavericks tonight. I've taken, Chris, we've bet the Mavericks every game this series, basically. Like, we took them as underdogs both times in games 1 and 2. I didn't bet them at home because they were sizable favorites. They're decent favorites again tonight here, 3 points. I like the Mavericks again tonight. I just strictly, at the end of the day, I think the Mavericks are the better team. Now, we talked about this yesterday. The Mavericks need their role players to step up because they have not been doing anything whatsoever in this series. Outside of PJ Washington hitting 2 threes late in game 3, I think it was, or game 4, one of the two, that's the only time that their role players have really stepped up. So they're going to need those guys to step up tonight. But I still like the Mavericks. I trust Luka and I trust Kyrie in these situations more so than the guys that the Clippers have. And hopefully for our bet, the Mavericks win tonight, because I would love the Mavericks to go up 3-2 here. That would be big for us. Hot here in DC, Maryland again. Okay. Yeah, so maybe the over in that Orioles-Yankees game you could talk me into. I know Corbin Burns is pitching, but you could talk me into it, I think. Chris, I know you asked in chat, though, so what do you think? Do you like Clippers or Mavericks tonight? Hopefully for us, it's the Mavericks. I can see the Mavs stealing 2 in a row on the road here to close us out. Yeah, I really hope so. Also, so today, I said it yesterday, but I posted in the Discord today. I did put a future in on the Minnesota Timberwolves to win the NBA Finals. They are plus 900 on DraftKings, which is the best line. I looked around at a couple different books, but plus 900 looks like the best you're going to get. They're my pick. I think that they are going to. I think they're going to win it all as of right now. I like them. I can just tell you guys right now, we'll be doing series bets for round 2, and I will be taking the Timberwolves over the Nuggets in the series bet. I will be betting that at plus money. Most definitely. I think that the Timberwolves, something about them, man, they just have that magic. I just have that feeling. They're deep. They've got star power in Anthony Edwards. They're a really complete team. I don't think Denver is a very complete team right now. Obviously, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. There's no debating that right now. You have Jamal Murray, but Jamal Murray is hobbled, To as good as he is, I know he's played well. It's still a factor, right? He's still hobbled a little bit. And they have missed some of these role players and veteran players that they had on their team last year. They have missed like a Bruce Brown, for example. I think that's a big loss for them. They have to rely more on Christian Brown, on Peyton Watson, on Reggie Jackson, for example. Reggie Jackson is not good. Like, he's bad. So, Michael Malone has to trust his bench a little bit more. Like last year, he had Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, like legitimate NBA role players he can rely on. I'm not saying that Peyton Watson and Christian Brown are bad, but these are young players that he has to rely on, as opposed to Bruce Brown and Jeff Green, who are seasoned vets. So I don't love that right now. I don't love how they're playing. The Nuggets have historically started slow with Nikola Jokic on their team in the playoffs. So, maybe they're going to come out and look better in this second series. But this Timberwolves Nuggets series has the makings. Like, this could be a classic NBA playoff series. And I will also say, though, the Nuggets should be decent favorites because they have home court. And I don't know if you guys have seen the stat, but I think they're 40-0 now. Since the Nuggets traded for Aaron Gordon, when they have their full starting five available and they play the entire game, that being Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, when those guys start and play the entire game, I believe they're 40-0 at home. They have not lost a home game with that starting five playing the entire game. So they're very difficult to beat in Denver. The Lakers obviously couldn't do it. Do I think Minnesota could steal a game there? Maybe. But I think it's going to be a deep series. I think it's going to go 6 or 7. And I think that whoever wins that series will beat Oklahoma City and get to the NBA Finals. So I think whoever plays between that series is going to get to the finals. And I would take my chances with them over Boston, with us not knowing the full extent of how long Kristaps Porzingis is going to be out, how he's going to look when he comes back. So I did put a future in on Minnesota to win the NBA Finals. I'm probably going to be betting them in the series. I don't know if I'll take them to win the series. I think you can probably get a +1.5 at decent odds, and then that protects you of if they go to a game 7 and lose, you still win the bet. So a +1.5, if it's decent odds, looks intriguing to me for Minnesota for next round. And I think right now they're my pick to win. We'll see how Denver looks this round, but they are my pick to win right now. Winner wins the finals barring injury. I don't disagree with that. I think that is correct. Public dog. Yeah, I mean, you can see Dallas is the public side. 57% of the bets and 62% of the bets on the spread. So Dallas is the public side here. Big money on the Clippers, though. You can see only 38% of the bets, but 66% of the money. So as someone that needs Dallas to win this game, I don't like seeing that. There is some sizable splits on the Clippers, but hey, again, I'll take my chances with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in a big game. We also have our NHL GOAT play. We have rode this play since last year. It's 8-2. The Edmonton Oilers and Los Angeles Kings have played 10 playoff games since last year. Last year they played 6, and then this year they've played 4, I believe. Or last year they played 6. This year they played 4. It's 8-2 across those. It is the over 1.5 first period in Edmonton, LA. Let me check what the odds are. I haven't bet it yet for today. It is -130. So over 1.5 first period in the Kings Oilers game tonight. 8-2 over the last 10 games in the playoffs between these two teams. We're going right back to the well. I'm going to keep riding this. Favorite prop? Let me check on that. Also, I told you guys Maxey was going to go off yesterday. I literally predicted that. I didn't think he was going to go for 40, but I mean, he played an incredible game, and that shot to send it to overtime was nutty. Absolutely nutty. I mean, for props, it's tough to bet on props in this Boston game because they're 14-point favorites. I do think they'll close it out at home tonight, even without Porzingis. I think you could look at maybe. I don't hate Jason Tatum over 3-pointers for him to make threes. I don't hate that. I don't hate Bam over 14.5 rebounds plus assists. That looks pretty good to me. That's probably the two that stick out in that game. I do think Boston will close it out tonight. And then this other game, I have no clue. I'm just really hoping for the Mavericks. But overall, that about does it. Quicker stream today. There's just not much going on. If you guys joined late, love the Cubs tonight in MLB. I love the Dodgers tonight in MLB. I'm going to consider the over in the Yankees-Orioles game. I'm going to consider a Yamamoto strikeout prop. But Cubs and Dodgers are the main spots for me tonight. And, we're all Mavericks tonight. We're going to be rooting hard for the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Hopefully they clutch up and pull this out for us. Oh, yeah, 2 players over 30. Yeah, man, if we would have did Maxey and Banchero last night, that would have paid nice. Nobody had Banchero for 30 last night. Give me Tatum tonight. Let me see. Give me Tatum, and in the late game, Who on the Clippers is going 30 tonight? Who on the Clippers is going 30? Maybe James Harden, big game, huh? James Harden at plus 500 or Paul George at plus 300. Those are the options. All right, let me see. Let's say we do Harden. So Harden and Tatum both to score 30. Harden 3+ threes. Obviously, if he scores 30, he's probably going to make 3 threes. And then Tatum 3 threes. That might be the play for today, honestly. And then you can use your 30% same game parlay boost on that. It's going to be over plus 2,000 odds. So over 20-1, Tatum 30, Harden 30, and both to make 3 threes. I may put that in for fun. If you want to do Paul George instead of Harden, you can do that also. But all right, thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'll be live again 3 o'clock. I haven't checked the schedule. Obviously, I think we'll have some stuff going on. Probably not a lot of baseball, though. Those seems to be the lower amount of games days with the day baseball. But we'll be talking about something. And then Friday and Saturday, I'll be live both days, obviously, with tons of action going on there. So good luck with your bets tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see everyone tomorrow at 3 o'clock.